record anything. We'll pretend it never happened. Sim can cut it. All right. So start again in 3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. Getting ready to play on Bonnie Research Station. We are doing the second game of the round-robin three-way tie thingy that I haven't come up with a better name for. Let's go ahead and start this game right now and load into it. We got Canary versus Nexlux, and if you guys watched the first game, we had Nexlux versus Lando. It was a pretty entertaining game, to be sure, but Nexlux fell pretty convincingly towards the end of the game, eh?
Yeah, once the mid-game sort of tapered off, he seemed to lose the momentum he had, and Lando, although he did take a lot of damage, he did maintain his consistency in his upgrades, so he was midway through 3-3 at the 17-minute mark. Given the fact that his natural was forced to lift off, his third base was completely eviscerated by mutas, he still had those upgrades, and when the late game arrived, it was relatively one-sided as Nexlux was just scraping through with 1-1-1. LA range and armor.
Yeah, he definitely stretched himself a little thin. At one point he had roaches, lings, banelings, and hydras and mutas, and overseers.
Yeah, that's a lot. Across, I think, 7 bases. 3 of which weren't... Yeah, it was a bit of a messed up late game. Being said, we should intro our players. I will go ahead and intro the Zerg we're talking about at the bottom of Bani Research Station, one of the is the blue Zerg for all inspiration, Nexlux.
Pretty much fighting for his tournament life right now. And on the top side of Bonnie Research Station, one of the newer maps, by the way. First time I'm actually casting a game on it. It's going to be the Purple Terran player, Canary.
Yeah, so spoiler for you audience in the future, you're in the future.
Yes, you are, because you're going to be seeing this game after seeing all the other games that we haven't even seen yet. So,
which were amazing.
Oh yeah,
if
guaranteed.
I do say so myself. All of the best games ever. So especially that one that Tang was in, if you know what I mean. But
yeah.
Well, anyway. So Nexlux opening up the same way.
Yep. Well. This time he's playing against Canary, so when you play against Lando, you can expect to have some early Reapers, at least 2, sometimes 3. So that early pool will help out against that pressure. But against Canary, you can expect probably 4 Marines shooting down your hatchery before you even know what's happening to you. So it doesn't seem like Canary's going that route this time, by the way.
Well, but I mean, you say that, but like last week I saw Canary, he beat P. Sosa 2-1. 2 out of the 3 were macro games.
Canary definitely has macro power here, and actually that's why I think I would probably give Canary the edge here in terms of just what I know about the 2 players, because Canary is incredibly versatile. Yeah, he loves his early play, but he has the ability to macro it up as well. Whereas Nexlux, I mean, I haven't seen too much of his games, to be honest. He seems to definitely favor the early game, and then once things get a little bit later into the game, I think that's when maybe things start to fall apart a little bit. Although I don't want to just say that because, to be fair, I don't know his playstyle too much. So just from what I saw in his last game.
Yeah, his playstyle, having been more experienced with his games, he is a player that's very much so similar to the likes of, who should I say, Tang, to a lesser extent, Name. They like to dictate the pace, be aggressive, and macro up behind that aggression to hit a follow-up timing or something. But like you said, the Marines from Canary, they weren't shooting down a hatchery, but they did shoot down an Overlord, which
that hurts, man.
Shows the youth of this map. People haven't fully researched where's the best place to put your Overlords. It seems like you can't really fly it towards the barracks in time.
No, I think maybe right here where this little chasm is by the natural might be a good spot, but even then you can easily get caught out. Not too many friendly Overlord spots on this map, at least for easy scouting. Nexlux finding a spot back here in the left side. He'll be able to scout the natural, and there's some dead airspace here to hide in, so that's good. But yeah, early game going to be a little bit tough to spot that barracks. There's a number of lings coming out, and a baneling nest is halfway done here. Worth noting, because this is really easy. Or this is really early, I mean. So this is going to be a slow ling bane bust here. And Canary, I think he knows what's up, man. Look at that wall getting started here.
I mean, I have seen Nexlux do strange, very fast banelings. He gets the banelings so fast he cuts Zergling speed with. And yeah, the Zerglings don't need speed once they get in. There's only what 4 or 5 Marines out, so if these banelings get the damage they need, even the slow Zerglings are enough to clean up here. It depends on what Nexlux is following up with, and it is just going to be more Zerglings, so he's just going to bust right up the front door here.
I think, yeah, okay, I like seeing this out of Nexlux, getting a few more Banelings because he doesn't want to blow all his Banelings on the wall here. He's going to need at least a Baneling or 2 for these Marines. He's going to get in, or he's going to at least break open the wall. Canary pulling the boys here is going to help defend this, and I think he's going to be okay.
There are more Banelings coming up the wall, though. This is going to be... Yeah, he is going to hold, but he's lost 6 SCVs, 2 depots. All in all, I think that was a relatively even trade, but Nexlux is still streaming down Zerglings out of all of his lava. Still not getting Zergling speed. He's just dedicated to this slow Zergling, slow baning all in.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty tough for him, because it's going to be harder to break this wall down now, especially that Canary definitely knows what's up, and he's had more time to get some production out. He's getting combat shields very shortly here. I got to point out the micro trick there that Canary did. I love the fact that he got those SCVs in front to tank all the damage while the Marines were in the back shooting away. Without doing that, I think he would have been in a lot more trouble. But now, I'm pretty sure he's going to be totally fine here.
Yeah, I mean, he is completely terrified, though, at this stage, though, because if we look at Canary's map vision, he has absolutely no idea what's going on. He's forced to drop mules because he lost a bunch of SCVs holding that attack, so he can't scan. He doesn't have any Hellions, he doesn't have any Reapers, he doesn't have any Medevacs or Vikings. He has no idea what's going on, whether another attack's coming or not.
And there are a lot of Banelings here.
Yeah. Nexlux is morphing another attack. There are a huge amount of Banelings. Well, 9, 10, 11, soon to more slow Zerglings. He's still not getting Zergling speed. He's dedicated to the cause.
This could be huge here. Oh, that tank, though, just tearing up those Banelings. Only one left to destroy the wall. That barracks is burning up, but it's going to survive the attack, and just like that, that's so much gas wasted for Nexlux. I didn't even see that tank there, to be honest. That surprised me, but bam, so many Banelings going down, and now what can Nexlux do? Like, luckily he's got that third base, so he's not in too deep of water, but it's getting to that point here. His drone count is pretty low. We look at 33 SCVs to 26 drones, plus mules for Canary here. So, I mean, all Canary really has to do at this point is play some defense, get some upgrades maybe, and go out with a nice 2-base push here. You notice he hasn't got that third CC yet. He's definitely going to probably build up a little bit. And I think I don't really see how he can lose from this point unless he just lets Nexlux do whatever he wants for the next 5 minutes, maybe.
I don't know about 5 minutes. The thing about this map, moving out onto this map, it is very open. He's surrounded quite easily, no matter what path you take. You can't really move out on the right side of the map because there's the watchtower there. You want to move out more along the left side where there's some vague sense of like lanes you can go down and try and minimize where you can be surrounded as the Terran player, but it's very scary to go out on the map there, and we do see Canary is opting for the third command center instead of a very fast push. We might just see him wait for some medevacs and try dropping instead first.
Yeah, I like that decision, actually, getting that command center now. I'm not sure if Canary... Is he scouting with that medevac, or does he think he loaded it up? Because there's nothing inside of it right now. And,
I mean, it is just rallied around the map, looking at the queue. And I mean, Nexlux is going to be absolutely terrified. He has no idea what's in it. But there's the Spore Crawler going down.
That indirect harassment right there with that medevac. He's just going to go back home.
Forcing out 6 Banelings as well. I mean, he doesn't need these Banelings right now. He'd much rather save the minerals. He's posting the gas right now. He'd much rather save the minerals. But yeah, that medevac was a scout. That new meta.
Yeah, I like it. He saved some energy on the orbitals, and he can get a couple extra mules out. Well, 1 extra mule for that scan that he probably would have spent there. And he knows about the third base, so he knows that Nexlux is trying to macro out of this early game pressure here, and I think that's why he's moving out with a couple tanks. Stim's going to be ready. In terms of upgrades, there's pretty much nothing for either player except for combat shields and stim, which is just finishing up now. Zergling speed finally started. Spire just about to finish here, but those meters are going to take a while to come out here, and Canary's already on the edge of creep.
Yeah, this is going to get really scary right now. Ideally, you want to have Baneling speed push like this, so you get on those Marines really quickly, get the surround. But he doesn't even... Neclux doesn't even have Zergling speed yet as a... How do we say? A drawback from the style of bust he did earlier in the game. So he really has to sit and just wait for Zergling speed right now. But with the creep spread he has, it's pretty good, especially given the early pressure he's been putting on this game. So that's going to buy him some time here. But with this ledge that Canary's abusing with tanks, this is going to get really difficult, especially when a tank manages to get onto the high ground.
Yeah, Nexlux has a lot of units, so there's tons of Lings and Banes here. The Ling speed is going to finish now, and if Canary splits himself too thin, a huge surround could happen here. There's a few mutas on the map. I don't know if they're going to be too effective in this engagement here, but here come the Lings.
Yeah, the Ling's getting a bit of a surround here. Actually, a lot of a surround. Most of the Marines going down, but with this elevator style play, rather, it is so difficult to effectively engage against it. How do you split your forces up? How do you know where to go?
Oh, that tank
is holding it pretty nicely, actually. The tank is getting a lot of kills, but there are no more tanks left. It's just Marines and a couple of medevacs here. And Nexlux, even though he's down in supply right now, Canary is floating a lot of money, so I mean, it's gonna be holdable for Nexlux right now. He's making some more lings. He's gonna be okay here, but it's gonna be a case of this follow-up. And Canary's boosting it down the map on medevac.
There's not an engineering bay completed yet for Canary. He's working on one right now. I'd like to probably see two going down at this point. He's going to be on 3 bases soon, and it's basically going to be... it's going to come down to whoever starts getting those upgrades first, I think, because the longer this game goes, someone is eventually going to start getting upgrades. And it looks like Canary has the idea, but with only one engineering bay, I mean, at this point, it's probably fine because there's not even an Evo chamber here for Nexlux yet. So one engineering bay is better than none.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see these kind of very stylistic players going against each other. They're both diamond players, so they very obviously know what they're doing, but yet they're both also playing very non-standard styles against each other. So it's interesting to see how they clash. Three Banelings from Nexlux somehow walked their way, didn't roll their way all the way up to the top of the map, sat in the potential third base for Canary. So Nexlux knows he just needs to survive this pressure and he'll be ahead because he has the third base. But this elevator play, look at this. How do you engage this?
Well, it's going pretty well. I mean, I don't think it's going as well as Canary would like, though. There's only one take here. I think if the mutas just swoop around and pick that off, that could be pretty easy for them to take care of. They're actually just going to fight heads up here.
I mean,
yeah, they're going to win.
You can fight heads up, but it's really costly. There's a second tank coming in now as well. Nexlux is making this work, but I think right now it's a case of whoever can get that bank onto the field first is going to have a very much so easier time fighting this engagement. Nice pick up there on the tank, that was very cute, but I think he's going to have to boost away here because the Marine count is effectively gone. They're streaming across the map, but there's not quite enough to hold this force. And that tank is going to go down in the medevac, that's a shame, and the supplies are actually evening out right now, along with the tanks.
Nexlux is crawling his way back into this game here. Here's a GG by Canary. Not able to get that fourth base, and wow, what a game.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if Canary realized that he was in a position... I don't think you needed to GG there, but given the situations, your 2 base to his 3, Canary did have the 3rd command center, but it wasn't landed. It was effectively an all-in from Canary.
Yeah, it was definitely... he probably could have stayed in a little bit longer, but I think his whole plan didn't work, and he had so much minerals, and he didn't really have the drive to spend them, I suppose. Like, he could have made a bunch of barracks and spent some of that money, but I don't really know exactly what happened there. So, yeah, I mean, tough game for Canary.
What we talked about in the previous game, having that really late... Oh, what happened there? I don't know. Having that really late... having the I completely lost for words here. Fantasy GG timing.
Yeah, and after this, we're talking in the party chat here, and Canary said he just wants to forfeit, I think, or he said he wants to FF, and then he disconnected.
Yeah, I would assume that's what he means here. So if that's the case, that would put... the final game would be Lando versus Canary. That would put Lando at a 2-0 in second place, Nexlux at a 1-1,
and he would go through.
And Canary at an 0-2.
Yeah, so it's hard. Like it's right here on video that I have here that Canary said he wants to FF and then disconnected.
I'll clarify. He's still on Skype.
Okay, yeah. We'll get that done
Forfeit.
right now so that this could be the last video, and then we'll know what happened, and then we don't have to play any extra games.
Yeah, it's a forfeit.
It is, eh?
A bit sucky, but Canary, he's got some... this is a very dramatic way of wording it. Unfortunate life circumstances right now. He's playing from a hotel on a laptop. Going to be in that situation for like the next, I don't know, week and a half or so. So he's, regardless of when we need to have these games played by, he's going to be in that situation. So he figured he'd may as well get it out of the way now. It's really awkward playing in that kind of situation.
I definitely understand that. I've spent some time in hotels trying to play games, and it's just definitely not the same. So really, really unfortunate. I would have loved to see Canary keep playing, but that being said, Nexlux played a great game. Lando played an even better game. And Nexlux is basically the Zerg version of Canary anyway, so we're gonna get some fun play in the playoffs no matter what. But that's actually just gonna do it then. 2 games is all it took to figure out what's going to happen in Group A. What we're going to see is Lando going through in second place behind Tang, of course, and Nexlux following up third. All 3 of those players making it into the playoffs. Really exciting stuff. A little different than what we predicted at first. I would have thought that Canary would make it through, but that was just because I didn't know Nexlux playstyle too well. And after seeing it today, I mean, he's definitely got some fortitude there. He weathered the storm of Canary after his own storm failing, and pulled it out, and he won the game. So very well played.
Yeah, so I guess because we're casting this from the past, we don't know the bracket yet. So we don't know who they're going to play.
Yeah, but at this point, the bracket is going to be open to the public. It's going to be open for everyone. Spoilers are going to be okay because all the other games are going to be casted before the bracket's even updated. So it doesn't really matter.
Alright, well I guess that concludes that. We are done.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's a bit of a different format. You guys are watching from YouTube instead of from Twitch, but we just thought it would be better to get it over with now, and you guys can watch it at your own leisure. So there's a win-win situation for everyone there. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed those games, and we'll see you in the playoffs.